All right, we're going to talk about advanced editing today, or a little bit of advanced editing. We're going to work in the effects controls panel, and we're going to put some of your clips into motion, either tracking left to right, right to left, up and down, or rotating them around. I'll also show you the opacity, screen, and things like that. This will all be in the effects controls panel, which is in the top left of Premiere. So go ahead and drag some footage in and create a new project, and let's get going. Now that you have your footage into the timeline, let's get started. And the first thing I want to do is select a clip. Make sure that you are looking at the right clip. Right now, I am actually selected on the screen record, which is the back. It's below my little face here in the corner. This layer here, this nested sequence, that is my face. And then this is the screen record of Adobe in the background. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab this nested sequence here. I'm going to nest that clip. Anytime you add an effect to something, make sure you nest the clip, because Adobe tends to freeze up when it starts to have to think too much. And if we start adding a bunch of effects like motion and things like that, it's going to freeze. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the playhead to the very beginning. You can see right here, you can also do this in the source monitor. So the beginning of the clip and the end of the clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the beginning of the clip. You can press the up arrow on your keyboard. That'll take you to the beginning of the clip. The down will take you to the end of the next one. We're going to start at the beginning. First thing we're going to do is go up here to the effect controls panel. If you don't have that selected or you don't have it, remember, go into window, look for the effect controls panel, and then you're going to select that, and it'll open up right here in the top left. You can always move it wherever you want. This is where it opens. I prefer it here. So to get started, you see this little stopwatch on the left side here. That is a toggle animation. That's going to turn on keyframes. Keyframes are going to be important, and we'll get to that in 1 second. I want to run down this menu right here for you. Under motion, you will see position, which is left and right with these numbers, and up and down with these blue numbers. Scale, which is the size, either zoom in or zoom out. You have rotation, which is counterclockwise and clockwise. And the same thing with the anchor point. You can see the anchor point is in the middle. Opacity. Opacity is how bright or dark. You can see my face is disappearing and reappearing there in the bottom right hand corner. And then you also have time remapping, where you can speed up or slow down your clip however you want. We're going to work with position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my face, which is right here. I'm going to move it to this left corner, and I want it to start at the beginning of the clip and end at the end of the clip. So what I'm going to do, the first step, is to go up here to toggle animation, and I'm going to click on that to turn that stopwatch blue. Once you turn the stopwatch blue, you're going to see a keyframe appear right here at the beginning of the left. Now you can move these keyframes wherever you like, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it at the beginning. I want it at the very beginning of the clip, and you can see the bar at the bottom. The circles they work the same way. If you push them close together, it's going to zoom in, and you spread them apart, it's going to zoom apart. So now I'm going to move to the end of my clip. I'm going to make sure I'm selected on it, and then I'm going to drag the position, the left and right. I'm just going to drag it all the way over to the left, that bottom left corner. So now what I'm doing is I'm telling it that it's going to start at the bottom right corner at the beginning, and then I made another keyframe at the end saying it's going to go to the bottom left corner. Wherever I have those keyframes, that's how fast it's going to move. If I move the two keyframes together like this, it's going to move a lot faster than if I leave it out here all the way at the end. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So I press up twice, I go to the beginning of the clip. I'm going to mute it so you don't have to listen to me, and I'm going to press the play button, and you can see my face is slowly moving from the bottom right to the bottom left of the screen as it goes all the way across. Now, if I restart and I go to the beginning of the clip and I take these keyframes and I move them closer, it's going to speed up that process. So I play it again. I move those keyframes closer. I play it again. And you can see it's moving a little faster. So I can put as many keyframes as I want in this whole sequence. So if I move it further down and then I drag the up and down and move it up, it's going to create a new keyframe. You saw that keyframe right here. And then if I go further, I can take it all the way to the left, or I mean to the right. Sorry, my left and right are misconstrued. So I take it all the way to the right, and I take it all the way to the end, and I take it all the way to the bottom left, back where it started. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keyframes telling it exactly where to go, where to start, and what motion it's going to do. So if I take this blue playhead back to the beginning and I play the clip, you're going to see it's going to move across the bottom to the left, and then it's going to move up to that point. You'll see it come back. There it goes. And then it's going to move around and down into the other one, and it's going to keep going back until where I got it. Now, if I wanted to go back where I started, let's say I don't like it, I'm going to go here to where it says reset parameter. You can do this for any of the effects. And I'm just going to reset, and then I'm going to click off the position. It's going to say this action will delete existing keyframes. Do you want to continue? And I'm going to click OK because I want it to stay right there in the bottom right hand corner. I don't need any keyframes on it. Move it all the way around. The next one I want to show you is a scale. It works exactly the same way. And I want you guys to practice this before you move on to the next video. Don't continue to watch the videos and say, oh, I understand, because you don't understand yet. You need to do it a few times, practice it, make it smooth, and then move on. So click on the clip. On scale, we're going to click on the little toggle animation, the stopwatch on the side. That creates the keyframe. Move your playhead ahead a few frames, or press the right arrow. Zoom it in or out like so. Move it again. Zoom it back in. Remember, you can also type the number into where the blue numbers are so you don't have to drag. And then we're going to drag it to the beginning and we're going to play it. And we will see how it looks. It's going to zoom out and it's going to zoom back like we made it. Okay. Now you can add more than one. So if you wanted to add position movement and scale movement, you can do that. You can also add scale. You can do all kinds of things. I would save early and save often when you're doing this. Premiere has cleaned up a lot of the stuff that it was doing and it was crashing a lot. However, it has gotten, even though it's gotten better, I would still suggest saving as early and often as possible. You can reset. You can either delete all these keyframes, or you can just go over here, untoggle the animation, and it's going to go right back to where it was at the beginning. Same thing for rotation. You're going to click on the stopwatch to start. It's going to create a keyframe. You're going to drag it to the end, and then you're going to create another keyframe to make it move. Again, please play around with the keyframes. It's an easy skill to learn, but it's also quite confusing in the beginning. It can get frustrating. Play around with it, and I will see you in the next one.